What is going on, everybody? It is Craig, and here I am, my first video with slight name change. But that's just because I want to include a bunch of other things aside from just horror, a little more comics, and I am finally going to start posting some of my comedy on here too. I've always been reluctant to do that, but why the hell not? So be on the lookout for that in the future. So this is a comic haul, but there is definitely a lot of horror re-rated here. Not entirely. So we'll start with some of the stuff that doesn't fit the horror genre, horror venue. First and foremost, I got from one cell on Whatnot, and again, I don't remember this individual's name. I wish I did. It was it was a good room, small number of people, which, as you know, usually translates to decent deals, and I do always try to, honor the small seller. So I did bookmark him of future shows, etc., etc. But not only did I get a comic, but I was given this as a throw-in, which it's cool. It's one of those metal prints, and Thanos by what is it, Johnny Desjardins. It says 40 metal prints. I don't know if it's out of 40 or if that's the company. Either way, it's kind of neat. It's not anything that really has a fit in my collection, but it's one of those things. If I make a trade with somebody and they tell me, "Hey, I really like Thanos," maybe that'd be something that would be included. So we have that, and then from the seller, the book I bought where he threw that in, and I don't know, I don't know what exactly what it is. I know what the book is. I don't remember the exact price, but it was for just a little more than the normal cost of slabbing, and I figured I wanted to get one of these. Department of Truth #1. Just a regular cover. I know there's tons of variant covers for this, and there's also tons of variant covers going forward. I just figured, in case, why not get it, put in the collection. It is a very interesting story. I am familiar with what goes on in the first several issues, so I am glad to add that. Next, we have, I guess I'll stay with the non-horror stuff. I did pick up a couple of ungraded comics, which I don't usually do, but this one I got from, is it SMV? I think it's SMV. It's a very big seller. Sells lots of autographed stuff, lots of autographed prints. But I got the Turtles Meet Archie. And there is a signature on that. And that signature is of Kevin Eastman. And it does come with the Kevin Eastman certificate. This is why I got the book. I've wanted an Eastman autograph in my collection. And this is the cheapest way to get an Eastman Turtles autograph, I suppose. Like, this was like $13. So, happy with it. This next one is a book that, admittedly, I hope to find a high-grade slab of. I just don't think I will, because it's not a book that people grade. That's where I'm a little weird. There's some stories I like that people don't grade, so I'm like stuck. Like, oh man, I'll never get a copy of that. Heckler #1, for example. There was one 9.8 on eBay once. I'm like, it's too high. It got bought. It hasn't been up again. No graded forever. But this is Batman Annual #3. And this particular issue is all about sort of the Joker's depravity. He essentially is tormenting a man for 5 years. I think it's 5 years. I think that's the timeline. And he keeps coming back, doing more things to him. He keeps running. He keeps popping up just when he thinks he's free. And ultimately it ends with him in Arkham, sort of crazy. I think it's such a fun story. If you don't know it, pick it up. I got it for less than the cover price. So that's a plus. I did look to see, hey, maybe, I got cheap. Maybe there'll be something I grade. But there are some indentations in the cover, like here and here, which is fine because it still lets me read it, but I don't know how to press. I don't have a press. I'm not going to do all that stuff, so there's that. Now, the last book I got that doesn't have a sort of horror connection to it is a book that I think more people should be into, but they aren't, to each their own. One of my favorite DC characters by far, and I say one of my favorite, these top 5. Maybe I'll do a video on who the other 4 are one day. But this is from Charlton Comics, Mysterious Suspense #1. And this is definitely a video, a comic I don't see a lot of people showing off. This lighting works nice. You can see it well. This is the first cover appearance of The Question, Vic Sage. I love The Question. Admittedly, I didn't really even know who he was until I used to watch the Justice League cartoons back in the day, and then I looked into him more, some of his stories, etc. Nowadays, Renee Montoya is the new Question. I still want to get the book where she debuts as the Question. I do have a #1 appearance, but she was obviously just Renee Montoya there. But he's such a cool character. He's right up there with Batman. He's as smart as Batman, in my opinion. He has the fighting prowess. He just doesn't have the money. So he's essentially, oh my God, guys I like the non-superhero guys who do superheroes, like Batman, Green Arrow, I love, Question. So he is somebody I really am on the lookout for. Blue Beetle, the OG Blue Beetle #3, because, actually no, the old school Blue Beetle #1. Not silver or golden age, but from these guys. That is his first appearance. The problem is, it's a Blue Beetle #1, and even though it's not the same Blue Beetle in the movies, it's been going. It goes high, and it's hard to get in a good grade. This I got at really good price at $6.5. I could probably get higher, but I think I can get higher at like $7.5, $8. That's not a huge jump for me, and so if I ever had a chance to really upgrade, I might shout a little bit for like a 9 something here. Beautiful, beautiful book. I love the Question. If you don't know who he is, pay attention. Now we get into the horror, and the first one is just a pure horror cover, and this is a cover that, as soon as I saw this book, I had to go after it. It is a variant cover for Deceased, not the War of the Planets, or not the Undead Gods, but the other one. And this is Deceased #2, Deceased in Gotham. You have Batman coming out as Freddy Krueger. You have Poison Ivy. You have the Ivy's coming out. If Ivy doesn't wake up screaming, she won't wake up at all. That is such a terrific homage to Nightmare on Elm Street. I love that cover. So, how to edit. And the last one, the special one, the one and only 9.9 in my collection, it's a DC series, but you can't tell me it's not a horror series, because pretty much it's zombies, not zombies, not Marvel zombies, that would be different. It's pretty much everyone dies, mass murder, people getting their heads exploded, ripped off, ripped apart. It is one of my favorite miniseries in probably this century. It feels weird saying that. And I am on a little bit of a quest, and I'm going to throw out my quest is. Maybe someone out there can help me. #1, Deceased, War of the Undead Gods, in a 9.9. Now, I must say, my only 9.9, I've never even held a 9.9 before. As I look at it, I am curious of something. 9.9 white pages, it says mint. So what's a 10? Like minty, super mint, mintist? I don't know, I'm curious. I've never held a 10 either, obviously. My quest that I'm on, if anyone out there can help or point me in the right direction, I would love it. I might even have a finder's fee trade-wise to some extent. I want to get all 8 of these books. The original covers. That's the problem. There's so many freaking variant covers. Some of which are cool, but I don't want the variants. I want the regular covers. All of them in at least a 9.8. Like my goal was a 9.8 period, and then the opportunity to pick this up was too good, so I had to jump on it. I already have 6, 7, 8 in 9.8s. So I need 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you have any information where I could find it, my comic store by you that has a website I don't know about, don't just say eBay, because I'm on eBay and there ain't on there. You have a bunch of the other covers on there, but you don't have the OG ones. So this is a beautiful, beautiful book. This storyline, the infection, I got drawn into this when I first heard about it, when it was Mixel, I always screw up his name, the freaking imp, Mr. Mixelplex, or yeah, him. And just the thought of him and all he could do and what happened to him, and then how quickly what happened to the Green Lantern Corps, and how people just got torn apart. This phenomenal storyline. If you're not familiar with it, get it, read it. I don't know if there's a trade on it, but if there's not, I'm sure there's somebody that breaks the story down on YouTube. Anyway, folks, thank you for checking out my video. Again, those of you who follow me regularly, still have the horror stuff, a lot of other stuff. Just, sort of a little mix here and there. And be on the lookout for, I think my next performance I am going to film and sort of throw it out there. So, Thank you, everybody. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Till next time, peace.